Disability, there's a good chance you're getting shut out of unemployment benefits in Wisconsin. After Fox 6 investigator Amanda St. Hilaire started pushing for answers, state leaders started pushing for change.
On paper, this is a story about legal interpretations, misunderstandings, even claims of discrimination. But for people like Lori Newman Whitehorn,
I'm legally blind. I have retinitis pigmentosa.
It's a story about trying to survive.
We worked hard all of our life, and it's not our fault that we now have disabilities.
Lori is one of nearly 157,000 Wisconsin workers on Social Security Disability Insurance, or SSDI. If you have a disability that prevents you from making a certain amount, typically $1,260 each month, you can apply for SSDI benefits.
They can no longer return to the jobs they once had. How the disability program works is you can still work in certain limited circumstances and earn money because the disability benefit itself is not enough to survive on.
If you're trying to get rich, this is not the best way to do it. The average SSDI payments add up to $14,400 per year. If you're lucky, your part-time job will bring in another $9,600. Losing that part-time job can mean losing 40% of your income.
In the past, you could file for unemployment. But in 2013, Wisconsin passed a law saying if you're on Social Security disability, you cannot collect unemployment if you lose your part-time job. Fast forward to COVID-19. The feds decide you get $600 each week if you lost your job because of the pandemic, even if you're ordinarily ineligible for unemployment. You'd think that would apply to people on SSDI. But Wisconsin is the only state where people like Lori can't get that lifeline.
Right now, currently, I am behind in my rent. And it's impacted me greatly because for our church, I work the food pantry, and we can't do that. So that limits resources that come to me. I'm sorry.
The day after we started asking questions, the Department of Workforce Development started this email chain, pushing the federal government for guidance. We'll skip the legalese, but the feds in charge of this region said no $600 benefit for Wisconsinites on SSDI, pointing to state law. Only they got state law wrong. That's what the Department of Workforce Development Secretary Caleb Frostman says in this June 9th letter, asking for the National Department of Labor Secretary to weigh in. Frostman says the Fed's misunderstanding of how state law works unfairly targets some of Wisconsin's most vulnerable workers and might even be discrimination against people with disabilities.
There are a huge number of people now who have been unable to collect unemployment benefits and who were told not to ever apply by the department or were discouraged from applying. And so the department really has to turn things around.
More than 1 week later, we're still waiting for the Department of Labor's final answer. In the meantime, people like Lori
I don't have a lot left.
are just trying to survive. Amanda St. Hilaire, Fox 6 News.
Spokesperson for the Department of Workforce Development declined an on-camera interview, but said the department is still waiting on this federal guidance. You can read the full statement on our website, fox6now.com. Good job by Amanda shedding some light on this issue.